Okay, so we have our easybib set up for our project. The first source that I want to show you about are the Gale databases. And you may be thinking, go just naturally, I want to go to Google and find what I find there. And we're going to go to Google, and Google is great, and Google is wonderful. But as your librarian, it is my job to try to convince you that databases are also really good. And there are a couple of reasons why using the Gale database is actually good for you. The first reason are the databases that we subscribe to here at CCISD. The first reason is really good for you is because you know that if you find it on the Gale database that you can consider it to be a credible, reliable source. You don't have to worry, is this credible, is this not credible? We are going to get into that later on in the videos, but if you find it on Gale, it is good. That's number one reason to use it. Number two reason to use Gale is at the very end of every single article in Gale, it gives you the MLA 7 citation for you, which you can copy and paste into your works cited. And the third reason it is beneficial for you to use Gale is because sometimes when you're doing research on the internet, you may have found the filter blocks things. If you're using any sort of a controversial word in your topic, um, in your in your searching at all, like same-sex marriage or gun control, that would be blocked on the regular internet pages. But if you're using Gale, it's not blocked because the district knows then that you're using it for actual real research. So what I would like you to do is I would like you to reflect briefly on what are the benefits of using the Gale databases. So if you would just take a second, you can go ahead and pause it and reflect back on what are the benefits of using the Gale databases. All right, thanks. Go ahead and pause. Get that done. Okay, so now that you have talked about the benefits of using the Gale databases, you can go to ccisd.net, which is where I am. You can click on Library Resources. By the way, the beauty of this is if I go too fast for you, just hit the pause button. Rewind it. Watch it again. Or if you forget later at home, it's still going to be here. So you can refer back to it. Then you're going to click High School. And then you're going to click Gale. We also have Facts on File, which is another database system that you can use as well. Then you'll click Clear Creek High School. Okay, now there are a bunch of different Gale databases as well as ebooks that we have subscribed to here, but since we are going to be talking about John Green, in this particular instance, I'm going to use the biography and context. But really quickly, let me just kind of show you what some of the other ones do. Academic OneFile is really good for just generic research about broad-based topics. Then down here, if you are looking for current news articles, they're here. If you're looking for literary criticism, it's here. This is also about writers. We may check back here at the Literature Resource Center for more information about John Green if we need it. There's opposing viewpoints and context, which is really good if you're researching a controversial issue, for example, gun control, because it is going to make sure to show you both sides of the argument. So that is really good. If you have a science topic, science and context is excellent. This again is good information for writers, so we may come back and check there for more information about John Green. This is if you're going to be taking a test, you can take free practice tests here at the Testing and Education Reference Center. We have a U.S. history and context and a world history and context. So if we were talking about a U.S. history topic or a world history topic, those would be the databases. So as you can see, You might want to spend just a few seconds looking at the descriptions of these databases, because if we went into the science and context, it may not have a lot of information about John Green. Whereas if we go to the biography and context, or one of the ones about authors, it's going to have a lot more information. So I went ahead and I clicked on the one that I wanted, which was the biography and context, and I'm just simply going to type in his name. And as it turns out, there's more than one person with the name of John Green. There's a political songwriter, but we are actually looking for the novelist. And conveniently, right here it has a picture, and I know what John Green looks like. So I'm just going to click on that. And here is a quite a bit of information about John Green. There's reference information. There are 101 magazine articles. There's 25 news articles. And then there are even some academic journals that talk about John Green. I want to take just a second to let you know what an academic journal is. Given the choice, you are going to want to use an academic journal because it's the highest level of research, or the highest level of accuracy, because basically what an academic journal is, it's a journal for people in the field. It's like a magazine for people that are in the field. An example would be the Journal of Pediatrics that your pediatricians read. That is published by doctors for doctors. I'm a mom and I know a little bit about kids, but there is zero chance that they would accept an article written by me about anything having to do with medicine, because as it turns out, I don't have an MD. So academic journals are excellent, whereas magazines, being a mom, I could write an article for parentingmagazine.com, submit it, and there's a chance that it would get published. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not credible. It is, if it's here in these databases, but it is less credible than an academic journal would be. Okay, so here I am in the in the Gale database, and I'm interested in finding out some information about John Green. And one thing I'm kind of interested in is today is the 19th of April 2014. So I'm kind of curious to see where his books are right now and how long they've been there. So I'm interested in this Publishers Weekly magazine. So I'm going to click on the top 10 overall books. And as it turns out, John Green is currently ranked number 5 for the book The Fault in Our Stars. And I wish, although it doesn't tell me that, I wish it told me how long it had been there, because I'm pretty sure it's been here like over a year. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more investigation. But in the meantime, I do know that it is currently, as of April 7th, 2014, it is the 5th best-selling book in the United States. So that's a fact. All right, so I'm going to take that fact, and then I'm going to take it back over into, you guessed it, easybib. And I'm going to make a note, and I'm going to call this note 5th best-selling book today. And I'm going to literally copy and paste the information. And down here it tells me how many actual titles were sold. So I'm going to include that in case I want to include that there's been 45,127 copies of his book sold just last week. And I'm going to put that in the evidence from text direct quote. Now, that does not mean that I am allowed to then copy and paste this into my paper without paraphrasing it. But I am going to go ahead and take the time to paraphrase it because I want to go ahead and have a sentence ready to go into my paragraph. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, as of, and then I've got to check the date, April 7th, John Green's book, The Fault in Our Stars, is the 5th best selling book in the country. Selling, and then I'm going to look to see exactly how many, selling 45,127 books last week alone. Period. Now, there is one little problem with using Gale and easybib together, is it does not give a easy way to put this as a source citation. So I'm going to do two things right now. I'm going to copy the source citation in the document URL into my comments section, so I will be able to know exactly which source it was that I got it from. Although, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to use this URL again. I'm going to have to remember what I searched for and how I found it. But the source citation is an accurate source citation for easybib. I'm sorry, for your bibliography. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just start at this point a new Word document. And I'm going to go ahead and just copy and paste that citation into my Word document, which I'm going to now save as John Green bibliography. So what I'd like you to do now, here are your tasks. 1. Find at least one article in Gale. 2. Find at least one fact from that article and place it in easybib, in an easybib note. 3. Start a works cited page. Now, I'm not limiting you to one. If you want to go crazy with Gale and find all the information you want to with Gale, I am a-okay with that. But right now, before you go on to the next video, you have 3 tasks. The first one is you're going to log into a Gale database and you're going to find at least one article in Gale that has something to do with your research topic. And then I want you to find at least one fact, and I want you to place it in an easybib note. I want you to both cut and paste and paraphrase it. Then you're going to also cut and paste the works cited information. That's just so you know, but you do need to go ahead to the 3rd step and start a works cited page. So, if you get confused in any of this, you can always rewind and watch me do it again. But those are your 3 tasks to do right now while you're in the Gale database. Okay? All right, do it.